Last night I saw Spider-Man No Way Home. Hands down, this is the best live action Spider-Man movie of all time, hands down. It's not the best Spider-Man movie because Into the Spider-Verse is still my favorite of all time. However, this is definitely the best live action Spidey movie, but not only that, it may be the best superhero live action movie of all time as well. This review is gonna be a spoiler-free review. It's not gonna have any spoilers, but if you did see Spider-Man No Way Home and want a spoiler review, once it's up, you'll be able to click right here to go straight to that video. Yeah, this movie was way better than I expected, like way, way better. Like I had high expectations for this, and usually you know what happens when my expectations are like this is just crashes and burns like all my exes. But yeah, it blew my expectations out of the water. I honestly was not ready for this movie, and you guys aren't ready for this either. The reason why I say this is the best live action Spidey movie is really hard to say without spoilers. However, they fixed everything that I had a problem with Tom Holland in the past as Spider-Man. The reason why Tom Holland was my favorite Spider-Man was because when the Russo brothers first introduced him as Spider-Man, they did it right. And I feel like that was the disconnect between him and his solo movies. I said it all the time that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is incredible in all the Avenger movies. However, when he has a solo movies, it's totally different. And that was my trouble with it, is that you have the Russo brothers are doing Spidey right, but then he has his solo film like in Homecoming and whatnot, and it doesn't feel like Spider-Man because he's relying too much on Tony and Tony's tech and whatnot, but it negates the responsibility that Peter Parker has on his shoulders. Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man of all time, and I love that his universe was so dark because that's how he is in the comics. Peter goes through tragedy as a teenage boy, getting the weight of the world on his shoulders. And it shows that with great power comes great responsibility. So I feel like with Tom Holland, that was missing. In this movie, they finally got it. I was like, yes! I was jumping for joy because the things that happen in this movie, again, like I said it in my trailer review, if you look up here, I said it that Tom Holland's Spider-Man needed that responsibility. He needed to go through these tragedies, and how it shows the consequences of his actions. We needed that. We needed the consequences of his actions and how he has all this responsibility and how he has to fix things. And it's incredible. They did it very well in this movie. Not only that, the story that goes along with it, it's an emotional roller coaster. I laughed really hard in the movie, a lot. I had my heart pulled a lot. I was just amazed by the visuals, etc. So constantly emotions, just, it's like emotional roller coaster when it's my girlfriend's time of the month. But yeah, you're gonna laugh really hard. You're probably gonna cry. Like, everything in this story was very well put together in developing Tom Holland's Peter Parker into a Spider-Man that we're familiar with, that we know in the comics and other iterations of Spider-Mans of the past, and even the animated films. Like, he finally feels like Spider-Man to me, and I loved every second of it. The acting performances was incredible by everybody. Everyone was spot on, even from the villains. I mean, you know, obviously Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx. It was really good to see everyone's performance. Tom Holland's performance was, again, off the charts. I love his acting ability, especially, like I said, in the previous Avengers movies and whatnot, and Far From Home. And I love that they gave Zendaya range, finally. And also, I forgot the actor's name that plays Ned. They finally get some range in this movie, their acting abilities, which, again, like I said, it plays a big part of why this movie is so good. And the story progressed along. I love that the villains weren't just cameos, like, ha ha ha, here I am. Willem Dafoe said that too. He said he wouldn't come back unless he would do his own stunts and whatnot. It's not just a cameo. And yes, some villains do shine more than others. However, it's very well balanced. And to wrap it all up, because like I said, I cannot talk about this movie without spoilers, because we need to deep dive into it of why it's so good. Listen, do not walk to the movie theaters, run to the movie theaters, buy your tickets. I'm seeing it for the second time this Sunday with my buddy Ian, because everything in that movie got me like, oh my God. So yeah, go get your tickets as fast as possible and enjoy this masterpiece. It's a breath of fresh air, especially from the MCU. Well, it's a Sony film. That's probably why it did so good. And Sony doesn't have a really good rep either, but it's a breath of fresh air from both companies for the franchise. I think it's absolutely incredible. So yeah, run, go now. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell button for more future videos. And like I said, stay tuned for the spoiler video. Once it's up, you can either click that tab, or you can go ahead to the end of this video and click it once it's up. As always, I love you. be safe, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.